welcome to your next stretch session. These sessions are all about helping you to stay lovely and mobile and flexible, and also help counteract life in front of a desk or a steering wheel. So first of all, let's start with our feet hip distance apart and parallel. And we actually all need to look down and check that our feet are parallel. Try and spread your toes as much as you can. And first thing to do is just walk through the toes. Just get that nice little bit of flexion, particularly in the big toes, as you send your knees forwards. Just stretching some of those muscles as well that are in the soles of your feet. And there are many muscles of the lower leg that attach into the soles of the feet. As we just do 4 more, last 2, and 1 more, and then allow yourself to settle. Spread your weight through the soles of your feet, becoming aware of your footprint. Your knees are just a little bit soft, not locked, just a little bit bent. And I'd like you to feel tall, long through the back of your neck, as if I've got hold of your head, pulled it back and up, really lengthening and taking you a little bit closer to the ceiling, but without shoving your ribs forwards or sticking your bottom out. So we tuck the tail under, ribs down, but just feel taller. And then with that, just roll the shoulders, a really nice big shoulder roll. Take them up round your cheeks and back and down, and maybe you can hear lots of crunching and grinding, and by the end that will be gone. 2 more and 1 more, and allow your arms to hang down by your side. Feeling quite broad across the front and back of the shoulders, as if I pulled your shoulders out wide, like big shoulder pads, out to the side. And then from here, we're going to be aware of this, what we call neutral standing position. We're going to be aware of that deep abdominal muscle, so like that drawing in feeling when we're doing up a tight belt, just to support the spine whilst we move. So first of all, breathe in, and as you breathe out, float your hands to shoulder height. Breathe in as they go down. But as you do this, feel your shoulder blades going down your back. So you draw down as your arms go up. Again, float the hands forwards, shoulder blades down. And then we're going to start to go a little bit higher. Just take the arms up a little bit further, and then again. And keeping your shoulders away from your ears as you gradually take those arms up. Feel the shoulder blades going down the back. 2 more like that, up and back as far as you can. And then we're going to go up and back and out nice and wide. Lengthen across the front of your shoulders and your chest, all the way out to the sides. Great. And this is where we've got to be aware of that corset of support so that we're not tempted to lean back here. We maintain that nice neutral position. So immobilise just the shoulders. 4 more. Last 3. All the way up and back. 2 more. And 1 more. Lengthening across the front of the shoulders and the chest. And relax. And I really like now to just let the arms hang and to rotate the body. Just look behind you, the hips will move as well, and maybe you want to lift the heel as you rotate round, or keep your feet still, it doesn't matter, but just have an element of control. Don't launch yourself around, but let the arms swing. And we're just trying to get a little bit of rotation in the spine. Fabulous. Let's do 6 more, because these are good. Nice for the spine. Last 4, last 3, 2 and 1. And settle yourself back to the centre here. Now let's move down to the hips, and let's move the hips and the legs. So all we're going to do is sit back on the chair and stand up, and not literally. Just a little squat here. Now the idea is your knees need to go forwards, but where your toes point, you keep your back lovely and long, so we try not to round here. We stick our bottoms back and our chest forwards, and we sit back, sit deep, and just go as deep as you can, as your flexibility allows, before you end up on your bottom. And as I say, the hands drift forwards here, but still keep your shoulders down your back here. That's it. And push up through the heels, sit back, push up, drawing your shoulder blades towards one another and down your back as you stand up. And I'm going to do 4 more of these. Great, last 2. And 1 more. And then we're going to take that squat movement and roll back up, moving the spine, lengthening those long muscles of the back. So what we do is we squat back down, relax over, let your neck relax too, lift your bottom, draw your tummy in and draw yourself back up. Sliding your shoulder blades down your back, lift your head. Sit back, relax over the legs, lift your bottom, draw yourself back up. Realign the spine and be a little bit taller with every one that you do. So you sit back, relax, go high, draw in, come up. Slide the shoulders down, lift the head. Let's do 2 more. Cheeky little stretch in the back of the legs as well, which we'll do a little bit more of in a minute. Good, as we lift up, drawing the tummy in. And come all the way up. And now we've really moved and lengthened through the back of the spine. Let's now do the sides of the spine. So back to feet hip distance apart, shoulders broad. We're just going to go up and over to one side and come back. So we're not collapsing to the side. We take our head up and over, lengthening down the side of the body here. And then drawing yourself back up. Now I say drawing yourself back up because I want you to feel that belt of support that we have around our waist there. As if you're drawing in your tummy to do up your tight trousers. Create that support, that deepest abdominal. Its job is to support the spine. Great, and what we're going to do now is we're going to just extend that. So we're going to add the arm. So we reach up and just lengthen over to the side and go back, and then the other arm, reach up, and you might want to reach high here or slightly over, but again we try not to collapse over to the side. Your knees are bent and we're still from the pelvis down, so we try not to push out to the side, keep your legs still and then return. And lengthen up and over, knees just a little bit bent. Fabulous. And I'm going to do just 2 more. See if you can really enjoy that stretch there. And 1 more. Brilliant. Fabulous. So now we've really moved the spine, which is nice. But let's just feel a little bit broader across the front and back of the shoulders. So we clasp the hands, breathe in. As you breathe out, separate your shoulder blades. Separate them here, reaching forwards. And then what I want you to do is lift up, let go of your hands, send your thumbs up and back and lean back just a little bit. And then come forwards, separate your shoulder blades, lift up, open the hands, send your thumbs up and back. And that little lean back, but again, remember that corset of support so you don't collapse there in the lower back as you lean back. And to counteract life in front of a desk or a steering wheel is just thumbs up and back and really lengthen across the front of the shoulders. And then stretch out these muscles that get a bit overworked here and lengthen here. Fabulous. Let's do that twice more. Stretch, lift up and open. And once more. Stretch here, lift up and open. Brilliant. So now we feel really lovely and mobile in the spine and lovely and broad across the shoulders. So we're going to move a bit more, get the blood flowing. So we're going to take our feet just a little bit wider. And again, we're going to squat, but with a wider stance here, we could possibly go a little bit deeper. So from here, we're going to breathe in. As you breathe out, engage that corset of support. Send your arms up. So we get a little bit of work in our back too. Now you might find that too much, so you might just want to keep your hands low. But what I want with these slightly wider feet is we sit deep. We move through the hips, where sometimes we get a bit tight. And as I say, if you want to add a bit of back work, you send your arms all the way up. Sit deep and notice you want to keep that nice neutral spine here. So long spine rather than rounding. So only go as far as you can, keeping that long spine. Working on this movement through the hips, the knees and the ankles. Let's do 6 more. Go deep and stand tall. And again, deep and lift up. Great. 3 more. But I can't count, so hopefully that's 6. Last 2. Good. Shoulders open, lovely and broad. 1 more. And be tall. Great. So move through the legs. Let's bring our feet back in now and challenge those smaller muscles of the legs from the ankles to the hips with a little bit of balance. You can hold on if you want to. You can do whatever you like with your arms, but remember that corset of support. Spread your weight through one foot, and all you're going to do is lift the knee and take it back behind you. Lift the knee and take it back. Now notice the aim here is to lengthen through the front of the hip. So I've been putting my toes down on the floor. As you take that leg behind, open up through the front of the hip. If you want to, take the leg behind, lift it back so your toes aren't on the floor. Really engage your bottom muscles. Lift up, go back. Great. Let's do 4 more of those. So we're knee up, extend through the front of the hip. Really aware of that corset of support that aids your balance. And you need to focus your eyes in front to also help your balance. Last one. Now, of course, we need to do both sides. So spread your weight through that footprint. Engage the core. Focus your eyes. Raise the knee and take the leg back. As I said, the toes can touch the floor if you wish. Just opening up through the front of the hip. Because we sit too much, we get a bit tight in these hip flexor muscles. So it's good to just get this extension here. Be aware of that corset. Great, and again, 4 more. If you need to do this holding on, that's absolutely fine. It really is just about moving through the hip. Last 2. And 1 more. Fabulous, and rest. Okay, so still sticking with the balance, but also to move through your hips. Again, you can hold on. Spread your weight back through that first foot. We're going to take the toes in front, and we're just going to do a big semicircle and go behind. And a big semicircle and tap in front. So just trying to mobilise the hip here and work these side muscles. Challenge the balance of your standing leg. And you might want to touch the floor at the back and the front, but you might not want to. You might want to challenge that balance. Draw as big a circle as you can. 4 more times. Semicircle, I should say. 3 more. Really aware of these stabilising muscles around the pelvis. So important. These need to be strong. They're weak. The part that will suffer is your back. So you come round and in front. Oh, good. So we're aware of these, but we've got to do the other side. So toes in front. Find your balance. Focus your eyes and engage your core. Go round behind. Round back in front. Fabulous. All the way behind. All the way back in front. Good. That nice movement around the hips here. Certainly around this one. Good. Awareness of that drawing in feeling, because as I said, that aids your balance. It's good for your spine too to be supported here. Oh, let's do 4 more. All the way back. All the way in front. 3 more. Fabulous. Last 2. And one more, all the way back and all the way in front. Brilliant. Oh, give those legs a little shake. Now what we're going to do is take the feet out a little bit, and that rotation one we're going to do again, but this time we're going to rotate up and back behind us. Lift the heel. And this is a nice one because you get that lovely stretch down the side of the body all the way down to the foot. Quite nice across the side of the hip there. Good. Nice, reaching up and that rotation back, so you can aim back behind you just a little bit. Good. And then again, and I'm going to do 4 more just because I really like this stretch. Last 2 and 1 more. Brilliant. And return yourself back to that neutral position, spreading your weight through the soles of your feet and feet hip distance apart and parallel. And again, we've worked here a little bit. It's so important for stability of the pelvis for your back. Let's just think about posture. So there's a big shoulder roll. Take your shoulders back, point your elbows behind you and reach to your feet. Just lift your chest a little bit. And then relax. Roll the shoulders, elbows point behind, reach down, lift the chest. And just be aware of that corset of support so that you don't collapse at the lower back. Keep your tail tucked under. And here we're just working these back muscles that aren't necessarily weak, they're just a bit long because we're here. So let's just do that a few more times. I really like this exercise. In Pilates world, we call this the dart, because it's about going long. We more often than not do it lying on our front. And we're going to do 2 more. And 1 more. And rest. And to complement that, this exercise here, palms face up. We breathe in. As you breathe out, awareness of that corset, send your thumbs back. And then return. And then again, thumbs back. So we widen, lengthen across the collarbones, and we're just rotating our upper arm within the shoulder socket rather than squeezing our shoulder blades together this time. It's that rotation. Leaving you feeling lovely and long across the collarbones, counteracting life in front of a desk, a steering wheel, or even a good book or good dinner. As we do 1 more like that, and we're going to add on. So we take the hands out and then reach all the way up and then come back down and in. And then again, thumbs back, float, reach up, draw your elbows wide, shoulder blades draw down, and then do this twice more. Float up, draw down. Great, and once more, thumbs back, all the way up, all the way down, and relax. Fabulous. Finally, let's finish with a lovely long stretch down the length of your back and your hamstrings and leave you feeling a little bit taller. So we breathe in. As you breathe out, relax your neck and shoulders and roll all the way down as far as you can. Cheeky little stretch in the back of the legs. Breathe in, draw your tummy in, draw yourself back up, tucking your tail under, your shoulder blades slide down your back, float your arms up and reach up and back. And then take your hands out, open across the front of the chest and the shoulders. Let's do that again, roll down like a rag doll, but draw your tummy in, little bit of stretching down the length of the back of the legs. Draw yourself back up, arms hanging, back round, neck relaxed. Shoulder blades come down, arms up and reach back. And open out. And let's do that again. Twice more. Really getting a lovely stretch. As you come back up, shoulder blades slide down your back, float your arms up, reach up and back. Oh, I've got to do another one. Oh, really nice for the body. bringing you back up so you feel a little taller and much more mobile. And I hope that's left you feeling better, more mobile, holding yourself better, taller, and with a much better posture. Thank you very much.